It might be in a new room we're going to be using over in the professional studies building. There's another Mac room over there. We have two classes over there, and probably in the future three, four. So it's kind of a Mac room. It's quite nice. I teach in there right now in my computer science class. Okay, so today again, mostly we'll talk about personas and why I would write a persona and how I would use it in my planning of my designs. Then we'll talk about sketching. I'm going to want you to sketch out your ideas. So let's finish our discussion here from last week. Where is it? I get so many. What are we in? December? November? So again, we watched this video. I think probably this is the best one. This one right here. Closer look at personas and how they work. In my experience as an interaction designer, I have come across many strategies and approaches to increase the quality and consistency of my work, and none is more effective than persona. Okay, so persona is kind of an old concept. Basically, persona comes from Greek. If you read this, we'll talk about it. Greek, you know, when the Greeks were up on stage, they would have a mask or they would use different things and they would take on a different character than themselves, hence acting. The word persona comes from the Greek way of doing the acting. So I use a persona, and I started writing my persona, and it's on my laptop. I should plug it in for my cycle. I have a whole proposal that I've been writing. And I thought about who would use the app and how they would use it. And doing those kind of things will then directly relate to how somebody might interact with it. It will help you with your navigation. It will help you with your design. What is the most important thing that they would click on, maybe, right? So I had 3 people that I came up with that would use, and I want you to come up with 3 people that would use your project, your website, or your app. You can do a website if you want. Hence, Jennifer did the lizard people, right? Lizard friends, not people. Sounds a little scary, lizard people. So, I had 3 people that I came up with for my persona. My first one was somebody who likes to ride in a group, and it would be a female. So when we talk about persona, here's some of the ideas. What is a persona? A persona is a way to model, summarize, and communicate research about people who have been observed or researched in some way. A persona is applicable to a specific person, but is not a real individual. Remember, I told you last week I don't want no famous people. I used to teach a class up in Menlo College, and I would have them do personas in their proposals up there at Menlo College, and often they would, I would tell them don't use celebrities, and sure enough, when I got my proposal, they always had, I don't know, Taylor Swift or somebody like that in there. Don't use famous people. Each persona represents a significant portion of the people in the real world. My 3 personas are going to be kind of a follow along my model of sort of the age group, but they might be different and they might use the app a different way. So, I don't see kids 18 and under really using the app that I'm envisioning, my bike app. It's weather first and bike second, right? It would be everybody more professional, somebody who has a job, maybe college students. Hey, I have to ride a bike, right? UC Davis is like bike central. There's nowhere to park on UC campus, and so a lot of people bike there. That could be a very used. So I'm thinking 18 years old and older. Probably not 70 or 80 though, but maybe some people ride the bike at 70 and 82. But mostly adults, not kids. I see it being both female and male. Some of the things, and these are all different kinds of personas. There's no right and wrong way. Okay, there's no you have to have this, you have to have that. It's basically saying, hey, who are these people? Why would they use the app? And so on like that. Usually you would have what they do, right? Maybe what kind of job they have, how old they might be. Tom has 8 years of experience in lube shop operations. He's married with 2 young kids, and his wife jokes that the last time his hands were completely free of grease was in their honeymoon 5 years ago. That's a little bit much. I'm not sure if you need to write that much detail, but mostly get down to goals. Why are they going to use your app? Okay, so on like that. How about again? There's this one. It comes. Oh, this is not very. Here we go. This one is a little bit different. It lists a little bit more about their computer skills. Computer skills novice, employee manager, netbook, what they use the computer for, and so on. He's a chef, basically. He works with food, not necessarily a computer all day long, right? Okay. Fred doesn't get his hands dirty the way we used to. Literally, top all 6 boys, control site as often as possible, stay in touch with cooking, and so on. He also talks about where he works, his background, and the computer skills. So this is another way of writing it. All right, how do I get out of this? How do I get out of this? Oh. No, really? How and why do personas work? This is the ability to create and share real and hear stories. This is the ability to acquire and maintain memories of the past from our own life experience we brought to bear problems that other people face. What you're trying to do is your experience with using a device, right? You know your experience with problems you might run into in an app or a website, right? We call those pain points in UX design. Right? What is a pain point? Well, when you don't know what to do, right? You're going through, or you clicked on something and nothing's happening. Speed could be a pain point, right? You click a load screen and you're thinking something's loading, and it doesn't tell me it's loading. It's just the screen is frozen. You're like, is it frozen? Right? Pain point. So you could write and that's sort of what they're talking about here. Right? You've already used this before. You've used apps before. You're trying to build something that doesn't have those problems. Concrete thinking, this is the tendency of people to better relate to and remember tangible examples rather than abstract. I'm not really sure. Do I really need to use personas? Well, yes. To determine whether personas would be appropriate, a designer must first step back and determine who are designing for. Determining the audience for a design is deceptively simple, yet many people never think they take the time to figure this out. The fun and I suffer. I do this every freaking day. Literally, I do this every day. I look at something and I'm like, there's problems here. There's problems here. Here's one right now. Here. Oh, not digital. Hold on. We'll use my example of my website here. I do this daily. We've been selling products for 35 years, at least, probably. Okay? One of the products that we sell was called this eye sensor, right? It's an eye sensor. A lot of people bought those, but they don't know how to use it. They want to look for the old instructions. That's right. You buy a product, you throw away the instructions. You have the damn thing in your hand, you're like, oh, okay. So I bought an eye sensor. Oh, I need to know how to use an eye sensor. Where's the instructions? Well, I come over here, and the first thing you say is, okay, I go to the company website. Here I am. I go, okay, first thing I'm going to do is click on the search box. So let's type in eye sensor. Oh, I hit return. Oh, there it goes. Oh, search results for eye sensor. Article, eye sensor. How are Edge Finder's tools? How to use our Edge Finder tools. There it is. Okay. Edge finding tool. Okay. But that's not my tool. That's not an eye sensor. Okay. I want the instructions. Okay. How about this? Eye sensor instructions. Oh, no. No, 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 no. Oh, another page. No, 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 no. Oh, let's go to the very last page. Oh, no, no, no. Now, nowhere to be found. With the people who built this website, they claim that they were, the experts. But they were far from the experts. Let's put it that way. They didn't do any research. They didn't, that's why I'm trying to teach you these things. A lot of people out there, they say they know how to do things, but they really don't. So whatever. So you get this eye sensor instructions doesn't show up. So you get frustrated. Another thing you could do is you could say, well, maybe I can just go to the documentation, which is all the way down here at the very bottom. There's a little link all the way down here. It says instructions and documentation. Maybe the instructions are in there. That makes sense. Maybe there. By that time, you're pretty frustrated already. Pain point. Okay, so what is it? It's a stud finder, I guess. Is it a stud finder? No, no. No, no, no. No, 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 no. No eye sensor there. Where could it be? I don't know. Maybe. Oh, here it is. Discontinue. Maybe we don't sell it in. Oh, there we go. Discontinued tools. Oh, there's an eye sensor. There's a couple. Oh, there's a different one. I don't know which one I have. I guess it's this one. So by this time, the person is frustrated. Can be. I know because I look at the Google Analytics. One thing that tells me this is looking at the data from Google Analytics. Google Analytics tells me where they click. I can find out what screens that they click when they go through the website, right? They go from this page to this page to this page to this page. I can see that. Most people, and the only way that they really find the eye sensor, because I get Google Stats, is they go to Google. And then they type in Zircon eye sensor. And then, oh, here's one. No. It takes me somewhat, but I have to search a little bit. It didn't pop up right away. But there it is. Okay. I kind of got close. I fixed that. Actually, I didn't fix that. Somebody else changed that. And then this takes you to the same dumb page. So again, I can tell by somebody, I know when they go to Google and they type in a word and then they find this page. I can see that through the Google data. So more people find the eye sensor documentation by searching Google than actually searching the Zircon website. I guess what I'm trying to say is this kind of falls in persona. I act a lot about what I think the customer is doing, right? What does the customer need? Google will actually give you that data. Once you have a website established, you can start looking at the data, seeing what people are doing, what people are not doing, what pages they're going to. Then you can get a mind map in your head of who the customer is and what they're trying to do, and then you can design around that. That's a very, very good way of starting a design. If you start with an existing page. I remember the first time they let me mess with the website. I've been helping this company since 2000. And from between 2000 and 2009, I basically just made animations and photography. That's all I did, was take pictures. I did 3D animations for them. But around 2009, they said, well, Jeff, maybe you can help with the website. I'm like, sure. I'm like, where's the Google Stats? First thing I said, where's the Google Stats? So first meeting of 2009, I asked them, where's the Google Stats? We didn't have any. They didn't even have Google connected to the website. And they didn't have a YouTube channel then. And I said, where's your YouTube channel? So I started building upon there, but again, the Google Stats really helped. So let's get back to persona for a moment. I'm just telling you, this is something that I do visually in my head all the time, is you thinking about what the user is doing and how they would use your product, right? Your product is a website. Your app is a product. You need to start thinking about that. Where is, oh, this one. This is probably the best one, I think. I really like the way this persona is, and you might consider using it this way, where you kind of give a big, brief story of who the person is. Really brief. I don't like the detail. I don't need to know if they're married and they have 20 kids and blah, 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 whatever. But a brief, this is, I started writing my personas for this project, and I had, like I said, a female who, what was her? I don't know. I have to remain, but she was like in her 30s. She liked to ride with friends. So how she would use the app is I have a share button in my design, and so the you can connect almost like you would connect people in what's the little ghost social media thing called? Snapchat, right? Don't you have your friends in Snapchat, right? You can see where they're at and stuff like that. So what I was thinking is that this person would then find a place that she is going to go riding. I think I put she lived in San Francisco, and they're going to meet at like Golden Gate Park. And the share button would be important because then she could share that information where she's going to be at what time with her friends, and then they can all join in with her to do a ride. My second persona, so that right then and there I could think of how they would flow through the app. Looking at the weather, right? Maybe a map for location. It could tell them the weather at that spot. San Francisco changes, from the bay all the way out to the ocean. There's probably 5 different weather things right then and there. Have you ever been? Mission District is always sunny and kind of nice. You go up past Twin Peaks and it's foggy and cold. Whatever. So, my second one was kind of a professional single guy who likes to ride early in the morning at 5 a.m. I thought, and my visual is that my design actually has big numbers like this one. Right? They're looking at it in the dark, early in the morning. We want the time and the temperature kind of big in there. I think the female persona was as well, kind of looking for probably time and that as well. And then I had a chart. I kind of like the chart. So I have drawings here. They're on my phone. I took a picture of my drawings for you. I don't know if we have time for me to go through that today. How about if I finish my plan and show you on Thursday like you're going to show me on Thursday, right? Okay. You need to show me your drawings. Let's think about how to draw. Oh, let's finish here. So, again, who they are. Scenario. Just like I gave you a scenario. How would they use the app? Right? Define when, where, and how the story of the persona takes place. So you're making up basically a use, right? A use case study. How are they using it? The scenario is a narrative that describes how the persona behaves in a sequence of events, right? They're in bed. They look at the app. They see it's going to rain. It's going to be 30 degrees and cold. They turn off the app and go back to sleep. That could be good. Totally serious. Something like that. Defines what the persona wants or needs to fulfill. The goal is the motivation why the persona is taking action. When is the goal reached? What is the goal? Well, to get my friends to meet me at this part of Golden Gate Park. Right? So, does that make any sense? You should start thinking about 3 different people that would use your idea. Okay? Who's going to do an app? Who's going to do a website? Who didn't come up with an idea yet? You must have come up with something, no? I can give you an idea if you want. You can do a weather app too. I'm enjoying myself. You should have fun. You should have fun doing it. I know I complained about me thinking about my eye sensor customer, right? But that's kind of, in my mind, that's sort of what is needed. Somebody to think about the customer and what they're going to do. It's a creative job. Maybe when you're doing a creative job, you can go over there to, we're doing paralegal right now over there. Across the hall, paralegal. Trying to kick them out though, put in photography. Wouldn't it be nice if photography's right over there? Right? I don't know. What do paralegals do? They're the people that help lawyers, right? Is that what they are? They do the research for the lawyers? I think Sue has some guest speakers come and talk to you, right? Doesn't she?
Yeah.
Okay, so she has some good friends who work in high places who come and talk. Is it Ian coming? Do you know who she's bringing?
Yeah. So that's going to be regarding the graduate programs, something related to what?
She has somebody coming from a school that's going to talk to you.
Yeah.
The Art Center. But no, she has another guest speaker who's going to talk about jobs, right, Liviu? Didn't she have two guest speakers?
I got the mail only regarding one.
Okay. Okay. But the Art Center, supposedly the Art Center is going to come and talk to you. You know where the Art Center is? Who's heard of the Art Center? No? The most prestigious design school in all of California. It's in Pasadena. Okay. Very expensive. Probably $60,000 a year at least, if not more. But I actually had two teachers of mine who worked for me that went to the Art Center. Bob Anthony, who I worked with for 25 years, he worked at a different school with me, and then Jim Campbell, he went to the Art Center too. He used to make fun of it. The professors were so mean. They would look at their art and throw it across the room and say, "It sucks." We don't do that here. We've tamed ourselves. But and I know some people, they got car design. You can go learn how to design cars. So they're very specialized design fields, but super expensive. Okay, so I'll write up my personas for you then and there. You can watch the video. There's some nice personas on Pinterest. You can look at some of the examples on Pinterest here. Okay. So look at some of the examples. Find some pictures. Make sure when you find a picture of your persona that you use a copyright-free one. I showed you how to do that, right? Look up where it says license modification and yeah, there's a you know what I'm saying. Okay, let's move on. You should have your mind map too. You should make a new mind map of your idea. I know you guys helped me with the weather out, but that was just a lesson in how to do it. Really? You should make a mind map of your idea. Maybe do it with a friend. We should show that Thursday. Next, I'm going to want you to draw wireframes, and I started drawing wireframe. Now, it necessarily, you know, if you look at Jennifer, these are just basic rudimentary sketches of what your layout would look like, right? This is what you're just planning. You guys should all have a sketch pad. I probably have about 50 sketch pads in my house, mostly in my attic. Years gone by. But, you know, I'm looking for you to draw out your ideas so that you can quickly come up with what your layout will look like before you even start in the computer. Okay? Let's watch the video. Again, this is Jennifer's one from last semester. I'm looking for you to come up with quick sketch ideas. You have a sketch pad, right? They sell them at the bookstore. Maybe I need to buy you one. You need to draw out your ideas. You should be doing this for your film class too. Storyboarding your shots.
We haven't got to that section. We just got to using tripods.
Okay, tripods are important.
Yep.
Okay, so let's watch the video. So you should start sketching out your ideas. I show you my sketches. They're up in my office. I didn't bring them down, but I'll show you Thursday my sketches for my app. Let's watch the video, and then we'll get into Sketch. I'm going to do a real quick demo, computer demo today about how to bring things into Sketch, the program. Not sketching like this, but Sketch the program. So we will do a little digital today for about 20 minutes. So here we go. This guy.
Hey, I created this beautiful logo for my bike shop with Wix Logo Maker. Check it out. Go to Wix.com.
Today I'm in a bit of a different setup from my usual because I want to take you through the first stage of the web design process, which is wireframing. The purpose of wireframing is to work in a really minimal way, start organizing the information and figuring out the flow of the page before you start worrying about things like the fonts and the colors and making everything pixel perfect. With wireframing, you allow yourself to work really quickly and generate lots of ideas.
So again, the persona will really help you think about how the wireframe kind of go together, right? You're thinking about how the user would use your app or use your website. Then you can quickly generate with the line drawing of how they would go through that. That's why we're doing persona and wireframe together. You want to be able to have that in your head, how they would flow.
And my web design skills have definitely improved a lot since I started following a proper wireframing process. So today I want to teach you how I do it. I always start my wireframing using just a pen and a piece of paper. You could start on the computer, and a lot of people
Don't start on the
just
computer.
like grey boxes and using the default font. But the second you find yourself trying to like align things properly or get a box to be the exact right size, that's when you're focused on those little details and you lose the flow and you're not just generating quick ideas. So sticking with just a pen and paper, I can let myself be really messy and get my ideas out. Before you start, you need to know what content is going on the page you're designing. I can't stress that enough. Your job is to design the information, so you need to know what information is going on the page that you need to get across before you can start designing. That doesn't mean that you have to have the exact copy finalized. You just need to have a rough idea of what information is going on the page, what it's about, and how much of it there is. Now, for this video, I'm going to use the example of a blog design because I want to redesign the homepage of my blog. So I know that on it, I'm going to have a header, bio info, a footer, photos and titles for each post, maybe a blurb to go along with that, maybe not, social media links, a search bar, and a newsletter sign up, and I think also a popular post section. I like to write a list like this to start with, just so I have a reminder.
There you go. There's her wireframe, or not wireframe, her mind map, right? She was just listing the things that she wanted on her site, but you can kind of do the same thing with the kind of what we did up here, right?
And of what's going on my page out in front of me, and I'm not forgetting anything. If I'm working on a marketing design site, then I'll generally have a Google Doc open on my computer next to me with the rough copy on it from the copywriter. To start generating ideas, I use a technique that an old workmate taught me, which he called Crazy Eights, where you fold a piece of paper into 8 different sections and then do 8 different ideas for a wireframe as quickly as possible. You can draw as big or as small as you want, whatever works best for you. Sometimes I might do 4 on this side and then 4 on this side if it's a particularly long page. This works as like a warm-up technique for your brain, and I always find it fascinating because I start off thinking there is just one obvious way that I want to arrange everything, but when you're forcing yourself to think of more and more concepts, you'll be surprised at all the ideas you had just hiding in your mind. And you shouldn't limit yourself to just 8 as well. If you get going and find that you've got more and more ideas coming, keep drawing and get them all out. As you can see, when I'm drawing, I'm really messy, and that doesn't matter one bit. Drawing nicely is not the point. The more you do this, the more you'll sort of develop a little key for yourself. Like for me, a straight line like this one here means a headline, and then squiggly ones mean body copy. A box with a cross through it means a picture, and little circles mean icons. It really doesn't matter if it looks like a child drew it to anyone else. The point is that you've got your ideas out, you know what it means, and you've got a place to get started with your design. After this phase, I will look at my 8 concepts and put a little star next to the bits that I think might be worth exploring more. Sometimes I'll then go and draw a new mock-up of all those bits together, but generally I'll move on to the computer at this point, mostly because I find it hard to draw neatly, and I know that after this stage I'm going to want to show someone and get feedback on my design, so they're going to have to be able to understand it as well. I like to use a program called Sketch to mock up my wireframes. I have done a whole video actually about what design software I use for what purpose, so I'll link to that down below. Even though I have some idea now of how I want to arrange the information on my page, when I move on to the computer to lay it out, I'm still just going to use plain grey boxes and the default text. And the reason for this is because I don't want the person who is critiquing this wireframe to think about anything other than the structure of the site. Using colours or proper icons or anything that remotely looks like it could be part of a finished visual design is just going to confuse everything. I don't just make one wireframe sketch. I'll make as many as I feel I have ideas for after combing through my favourite parts of the sketching process. After that, it's a good idea to sleep on it at this point and come back to it the next day before you share the feedback or before you start on the visions if it's a personal project. That way you're going to be able to come back to it with a fresh mind and a fresh perspective before you move on to the next stage. So that is my wireframe process, and that is how all of my web design projects start. Let me know down in the comments if you've got any questions for me on it, and please make sure you give this video.
Okay. Whoosh! She talks faster than I do. Well, we're not just listening to her. Whoosh! But I thought it was a good way of explaining how she gets started, right? Just a quick layout. You know, I like to do a lot of capturing of screen captures. Where are my screen captures? For me, I like to start with stealing other people's, at least getting a start like this. You know, seeing what's best practices that other people are using, right? But that necessarily, you know, she's already been making multiple websites, so she got to get a feel of where things should be placed, especially the blog one. Did you see her first drawing was like the standard blog, kind of with a sidebar and so on. But I'm going to want you to at least come up with a sketch idea of what your website or app will look like. Okay, I'm going to stop this recording.